when I was caring for my mom, she would always start a conversation with, so what have you been up to lately? Now keep in mind, my mom thought I was her best friend, so she was kind of on that social communication type level. And what I knew at the time was not to bombard her brain with like a humongous answer. You know, like everybody else, I have a busy life, and if I kind of verbally dumped that on my mom, her brain wouldn't have been able to process it. So I would always give her the answer in little chunks. You know, oh, it's Monday, I went to the gym and did spin. And then 2 minutes later, she'd be like, so what have you been up to lately? And then I would tell her, oh, well, it's Monday, I went to Rotary. Then she'd ask me again, oh, well, I went to Rotary and so-and-so spoke on this topic. I would give her the answers in little tiny chunks, and I would usually end with, well, it's Monday, so of course I came to visit you. 2 things I've learned since then. One, it's very possible she was repeating herself because she would ask the question and I would give her different answers all the time. If you said, ask somebody, say at work, how's the Project Poodle coming along? If you know, you know. And I said, oh, Project Poodle's going great. And then I came up and I said, hey, how's Project Poodle going along? Well, Project Poodle, yeah, it's going. I'm working on it. And then every time I asked, I got a different answer. I'd be like so suspicious of you. Like, something isn't right. So it's very possible that not giving her the same answer was causing the repetition. Alzheimer's was probably also the reason she was repeating herself. And it was super frustrating because when I would say, well, I've done blah, blah, what have you been up to? Or, hey, you just had lunch, did you enjoy it? Because I knew better than to ask like an open-ended question. Yes or no is much better. I would get, oh, you know. Like, really? I had to do all the heavy lifting for the conversation. And that's actually true, because I've also learned that at some point in their disease, and my mom was probably there, I just wasn't as familiar with it as I am now, you almost have to be both sides of the conversation. So when she said, well, what have you been up to lately? Well, it's Monday and I went to Rotary. You know, you've been to Rotary with your husband in the past, because you have to remember my mom thought I was her best friend. You know, you used to enjoy going to the Rotary meetings, right? Give her a hint as to what the answer is. And you can see that I'm having a conversation with her. I'm not frustrating myself and I'm not frustrating her. So learn to basically be both sides of the conversation like I demoed, and I'll do some more videos like this in the future because I think they're really helpful.